Hello guys, and welcome once again to my channel. If you have been here and if you haven't, it is so very kind of you to pass by. I do hope that you hit that subscribe button so that you never miss a video. And today's video is going to be a casual, simple Thanksgiving makeup look, and I do have a glam one going up next week, so make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that. And I also want to remind you that I do have a giveaway going on right now, so make sure you sign up for that. And without further ado, if you want to see how I did this look, just keep on watching. Okay, so let's get started. As always, the very first thing that I'm going to do is prime my eyelids. This is going to first of all cover up any discoloration that I may have on my lids, and also make sure that the eyeshadows stay on all day put together. Then I'm going to set that primer, and the palette that I'll be using today is the Jaclyn one with Morphe, and there isn't a matte shadow in there, so I just use my translucent powder. Then I'm taking the shade Puder, which is a nice simple brown color that's going to be perfect for a transition shade, and I'm just applying that all over my crease. I also do take that into my outer and inner corners, since today's look is going to be kind of like a ombre look, which is going to go from like a reddish to a brownish to an orangish. I don't even know how to describe it, but just know that I want the colors to be nice and smooth between the transitions, and that's why I first of all apply this pretty much everywhere, as you can see, even the lid a little bit, because what I'm going to apply later is just going to cover that, and it's just going to make it look more natural and seamless. So that's basically what I'm doing. Then I'm taking the shade of Buns, which is brown, but it's also kind of reddish, kind of burgundish. It's kind of like a mix between the two, and it is perfect for what I wanted to do today. And I am applying that right below the past one, which is Puder. I'm applying that in the crease, inner and outer corner as well, and also just a little bit into the lid. So basically I'm going from top to bottom, and each one that I apply under is going to be just a little lower, and that's going to create that ombre transition effect that you are looking for. Also, I don't know if you noticed, but I did want to keep this entire look on the matte side, so all the shades that I'll be using today, except for the inner corner, are all going to be matte shades. Then I'm taking the shade Jax, which is straight up a burgundy shade. It is beautiful, it is so good, and I started applying that on my lid with a slightly bigger brush than I should have, so that's what I'm doing right now, but it wasn't really like packing on the color as much as I wanted to. So even though I did use this and kind of blended it out a little bit, I end up going back with a smaller brush later on, as you'll see. Then I'm taking the brush that I used, or the two brushes that I used with the past two shades, and just blending out the edges around all of that. Then as you can see here, I go back to Jax, and with a smaller brush, which is the MAC 239, I'm just reapplying that burgundy shade all over my lid, and that's just going to make the concentration darker and just more precise and in place of where I want it. Does that make sense? And then again, I'm just blending out all the edges. Then I thought that the glow around the whole look was a little too brown, and I wanted it to be a little more orange and kind of like a sunsetty effect. So I'm taking the shade Hunt, which is straight up orange, and I'm just blending out the edges of the whole thing with that shade. And then I go back with a clean brush and just blend out everything, so that nothing is like out of place and nothing is like harsh or anything like that. Now moving on to the face, I am applying foundation, and this one is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. You guys know that I am obsessed with this. Like literally, I won't wear anything else. This is so good. I'm a full cover matte type of person, and this foundation is just perfection. It is so good. So I'm just applying that all over my face, obviously, with the Tarte buffing brush, which is no longer being sold, but there are so many buffing brushes out there that you can just use any that you have. Then I'm applying concealer, and today I'm using my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. I still love my Tarte Shape Tape, but I ran out and I have so many concealers that I just want to get through. So I'm using my Urban Decay, which is still pretty good. Obviously the Tarte one has more full coverage, but this one is good too, and it looks very natural, which I'm into lately. And I'm just blending that out with my Pure Cosmetics sponge, which is the one that I'm into right now. You can use any sponge that you have. The Real Techniques one is really good, or just the original Beauty Blender as well. Then I am setting that concealer with my RCMA No Color Powder, which I don't know, but I don't know, I'm torn lately, guys, because I like the effect that setting, that baking it gives you, but I feel like it's so heavy lately. So I don't know, do you guys have in mind any other powder that's like not as heavy or not as like legit as this one? I also have my Laura Mercier one, but I feel lately that it kind of has, I don't know, both of these I just feel like they're kind of heavy lately. Do you guys have anything in mind that I could try out? If you do, let me know in the comments down below. Then to set my entire face, I'm just using my L'Oreal Pro Matte Infallible powder as well. For my face, I'm using a whole lot of ColourPop today, starting with the bronzer. This one is the Afternoon Delight bronzer, which is a matte one. They have some that are like not shimmery but luminous, I guess. But this one is matte and I really like it. Then for blush, I'm using Bar Hoppin', which reminds me a lot of MAC Melba, and also from Essence, the Satin Love color from their satin blushes. It's a really pretty natural color. Then for highlights, I am using Bougical, which I love so much, and as you can see, I'm only using highlight on the tip of my nose today because, like I said, I wanted to keep the whole look kind of on the matte side. Then I'm going back to shadows and I'm using Buns, which again is just a mixture between like brown and burgundy. It's kind of like a plummy burgundy brownish shade, and I'm applying that on my lower lash line, and that is all I'm doing. And then for my inner corners, I'm using Enlight for just a little bit of a pop of highlight, and this is just a nice shimmery light shade. Then to finish off my eyes, I'm using Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. I haven't worn lashes in a while because I had lash extensions, but they finally all fell off, and I'm so excited because towards the end I had like 3 lashes and it was just not a good look. So basically I'm just finishing off with just mascara today, but for my glam Thanksgiving look I will have some lashes for you guys. Then to finish off this entire look, I'm just using the color Strip from ColourPop, which is an ultra satin lip, super comfortable, super pretty color. And then I'm topping that off with the gloss from Makeup Forever in the color 202, which is a nice peachy nudie shade. And that is it. That's going to be it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed this look as much as I do. I feel like this is like a cozy look that you would wear on Thanksgiving with like a knit sweater and just some jeans and boots and just be super comfortable. And I love how it turned out so much. This is definitely what I would wear because I'm like a comfortable Thanksgiving type of person. But if you have a party, a glam dinner, then I got you. Stay tuned for next week's video. And again, remember that giveaway, and thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week. Happy holidays.